and I'm from Hello World Wollaston, and welcome to our segment Rep Pep, where we're normally joined by one of our reps and we pepper them with questions. Now, earlier today I had a video conference meeting with one of our amazing reps, Tom from Adventure World, as he was unable to come into the office to join us. Here's how that went. Hey Tom, how's everything in Auckland today?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Well, good to be just out of lockdown. So very, very nice to be out and about a little bit more. Obviously, still a little bit restricted, but level 2.5 is, yeah, it's nice to be able to come back to the office and, yeah, get back to work.
Thanks for that, Tom. So, can you tell our viewers how long you've been working with Adventure World Travel and how many trips you've done with them?
So it's now coming up to 5.5 years that I've been here at Adventure World. So I started I started my travel career as a travel agent, and then I joined Adventure World into the groups department. So I was putting together different small group itineraries all around the world. And then I decided, actually, no, I love talking travel so much, and really, I'm very fortunate that I've been to almost 60 countries and a lot of travel personally, to be able to say, I've got some experience that I can hopefully give, and so to be able to, talk to likes of yourselves and your clients, all about different travel plans all around the world and how to do it in a really exciting way. Now, I've been on a total of 10 different Adventure World itineraries to 11 different countries. And they varied from Peru and Argentina and Chile, including going to Easter Island, into Oman, up through Southeast Asia and Laos, into Egypt, South Africa. I'm sure I'm missing something there, but yeah. So I'm very lucky that I do get to travel quite a lot with work. But I think it's key. It's something that I really love to do, and I'm very lucky that with the company we go to some of the most extraordinary places all around the world. And yeah, fortunately, I get to make some of the most of that ensure that I'm taking excited travelers with me as well.
Oh, wow. I bet you've had some amazing experiences on those trips. Why don't you tell our viewers your favorite experience on one of those trips?
Favorite experience? Well, I think as far as a favorite experience in travel, it's like asking who my favorite child would be. Every trip is unique and very special in its own way. But I guess a real standout for me was going to South Africa just a couple of years ago, and it was getting to see the wildlife up close in its natural environment. Staying at this beautiful, beautiful lodge, and very different from my first time I went to Africa when I was volunteering. But this was much, much more comfortable. But going out with these specialist guides, and it was just me and my then fiance in a vehicle with our guide, and that was it. And being up close to a leopard parked up in a tree. It had just finished a hunt, and there were hyenas around underneath, circling, hoping to, steal what the leopard might drop. And it was like going into a documentary. Attenborough tells us all about these great things. You see them in National Geographic, but to be able to see it in person and to realize how close to wildlife you actually get. I think often people who haven't been on safari really have this feeling, oh, maybe I'll see some wildlife. And you can never guarantee what you're going to see, but I can pretty much promise you're going to see something very, very special. And that for me really stands out as a special one, to be so close and so out in the wild and have this sort of intimate experience where I could take as many photos as I wanted, but really just watch in awe of nature. So yeah, if you wanted a favorite today, then I'd say South Africa. But if you ask me tomorrow, it might be over in Easter Island. Another day, it'd be Oman. So yeah, it's a real tough one to pick a favorite.
Oh my God, a picture says a thousand words, does it not? Okay, so what does Adventure World Travel offer to their clients that sets them apart from other companies that they could use?
I think what makes Adventure World Travel so special is that it's the attention to what a traveler wants personally. And the way I mean that is because so much of what we do is tailor made. It's really the handcrafted journeys around what an individual or family, a couple, whoever's traveling with us, what they want to do. So what we actually do is we speak with your travel agent and we really go through what it is that you've asked for. What do you want to see? Why are you traveling? If I use Vietnam as an example, some people are traveling solely for beautiful beaches, incredible food, getting to know the culture, and of course, seeing some of the famous sites. And some people will be particularly interested in the history, so learning about the Vietnam War and going and exploring the Cu Chi tunnels. And other guests will be very much like, I do not want to go and study war history on my holiday. I want to go and relax. I want to immerse myself in culture and discover a country. And so, what Adventure World does is really design an itinerary around all of those personal interests. It gives you freedom and flexibility to really choose what it is you want to do. It can be as organized as you want, or it can literally be your accommodation. You have some more free time to explore. But it's really having that input into ensuring that you get the most out of your time in a destination, to do it in the way that you want to do it, and to be as comfortable as possible. In Asia, particularly, private guides are so popular. And what I mean by private guide is you have your guide with just your party who are traveling. So if it's you and your family, if that's just me and my wife, then we will go out just with our own guide. So you have this real sense of privacy and intimacy. In other parts of the world, we also have small group tours. But a lot of what we do, because it's tailor-made, is that much more private and gives you more freedom to what you can see and do.
Oh wow, that sounds really cool. So what can our clients expect on a Adventure World tour?
I guess things that travelers with Adventure World can really expect is comfort. So we really focus predominantly on 4 and 5 star, but we do have a range of 3, 4, and 5 star. So, very much comfortable, but particularly a personalized touch to it. So, the nature of travel is very personal. And so being able to customize an adventure around what it is that you want is really key to everything that we do. So it's really important that what you have said you want to see and do is what you do. You can certainly expect it to be very sustainable and responsible. So we have a lot of policies around how we see wildlife, the different environments that we go and see, and to ensure that we're doing it in how we think is the right way, and as is supported by our different foundations and charities that we support. All of our wildlife experiences are checked by the World Animal Protection. And so it's really ensuring that everything that we do is as comfortable and safe as possible, to some of the most extraordinary places, and doing it in a way that really gives back as much as you take from it. There's always the famous saying of leave only footsteps and take only memories. I always like to add and take some photos as well, because they're always good to help with the memories and showing everyone about the wonderful trip you've been on. But yeah, the expectation for everything that we do is that we're doing it in the most sustainable and correct way, comfort, and taking you to some of the most extraordinary spots in the world. Very rarely do you speak to someone who goes, "Oh yeah, I'm just popping over to go and see the gorillas in East Africa." That's a pretty special trip to go on, and so ensuring that's as special as it can be. If this is a once in a lifetime adventure, we want it to stand out as being something extraordinary.
Oh wow, well I bet you've got some exciting options to get our clients from point A to point B. Why don't you tell our clients about it?
Well, when it comes to transport, it's it's very varied. I mean, we obviously try and make it as comfortable as possible, but it does very much depend on where you are. If you're in a private vehicle, so with your own guide, you'll be in a 4 or 5 seater comfortable sort of saloon vehicle with your driver guide up front, and then you're comfortable in the back, plenty of room for your luggage, air conditioning, all the mod cons that you'd expect from a very comfortable car. If you're part of a small group, it might be a 16-seater minivan, but often only with, say, 10, 12 people, so you've got plenty of room, window seats and the like. If you're out on safari, you'd be in a well-equipped 4x4 vehicle to take you out. I always say you've guaranteed a window seat, but half the time there are no sides, so you've got that best access and uninhibited view to the world. You might take a light aircraft. We have small ocean vessels for taking you out for your expeditions in places like the Galapagos or Antarctica. So it really does vary. Obviously, comfort levels are important to different people, and how you like to travel. If you prefer just to travel as your family unit in one vehicle and it's just you, fantastic. Others might prefer a bit of local transport using a tuk-tuk in Asia, for example. So yeah, it really does vary on the destination that you go to, but always very comfortable, very safe, but a real mix. So as is the world, the different ways of getting around it are equally exciting.
Okay, so on a serious note, considering the times that we're in right now, do you have anything that our clients that are still wanting to travel around New Zealand, but I mean, they can't go anywhere else, let's be honest, but do you have any options for them?
Well, with ongoing world events, obviously, in the world of COVID, our travel plans obviously have hindered as far as where we go overseas. Now, for over 40 years at Venture World, we've focused on these incredible destinations like Africa, South America, North America, Asia, going to places like Antarctica, Scandinavia, really ensuring that people can see these places in the best way. Um, People are already and ongoing planning for these incredible trips through 21 and 22, and this deep-rooted desire to see the world hasn't gone away. People want to travel, and so we're very much focused on how we can ensure that everywhere we go and all of our different experiences around the world are as safe and enjoyable as possible. So all of our different trips have been covered as far as we've checked through everything to make sure they meet the safe travels requirements for World Travel and Tourism Council, particularly around things like private touring, like I've talked about. These sorts of experiences can still be had just in a slightly different way as we see how the travel world changes. Close to home, Adventure World doesn't actually have any itineraries in New Zealand, so sadly I can't actually offer anyone anything. But the good news is we're part of a wider family of brands here at Adventure World, and so we're part of the Travel Corporation, which has got over 100 years of history of travel, and with very very well known and well established travel companies such as Kentucky, Trafalgar, AAT Kings. So they're certainly ones I would say do have a look at for what you have closer to home to be able to travel our own back garden all around New Zealand. And so I can highly recommend have a look at AAT Kings, Trafalgar, Kentucky. Any of those are really great suggestions for you.
Thanks for that, Tom. Now, I understand that Adventure World Travel supports amazing wildlife charities all around the world. Now, can you let our viewers know which one of these holds a dear place in your heart and how our viewers can support all the charities if they wish?
Yeah, we're very proud to say that at Adventure World, everything that we do is focused around three core pillars, and that sits with the planet, people, and wildlife. Now, what I mean by that is everywhere that we go, we want to ensure that we are as sustainable and responsible a travel company as we possibly can be. So all of our different adventures around the world really contribute to ensuring that we're not contributing to over tourism. We're taking people to places that are, maybe less visited, but just if not more special. That we're seeing wildlife in the way it should be, so in the wild, and we're really ensuring that the communities and environments that we visit are well looked after. And so, what we have as part of everything we do is our foundation called the Tread Right Foundation. Now, within the Tread Right Foundation, we support a whole range of incredible projects all around the world, such as there's Wildlife SOS in India, particularly focused on elephants and ensuring that the tourism involved around elephants is really about being able to see them for the natural beauty that they are and not riding them up to different forts and temples, for example, and ensuring that their health and well-being is paramount. And so they're there to be seen rather than ridden. We've got incredible projects such as in Colombia, there's Proyecto Titi, which is looking after the cotton-top tamarins, wonderful little primates that they are. But all around the world, everywhere we go, we have many different projects. Every single trip that anyone goes on with Adventure World does actually contribute to these, and you can actually go and visit these projects on different trips that you go on. It's really important to me personally and to the company that we are contributing positively to the world, because it is an absolute blessing and luxury to be able to see the world in that we can, and to ensure that it is there for future generations is really, really key. So I guess the easiest way for any viewers today to be able to support those is one, absolutely head onto our website or search for Tread Right, and you'll find all about the different projects that we support. Like I say, every trip that goes with us does contribute to those, and you can actually visit these different projects on our different experiences as well. So there's a whole range there, but please do just get in touch if you've got any more questions on that one.
Oh my God, they all sound amazing. Well, thanks very much, Tom, for joining me. It's always informative whenever we hear from you, and thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward to being able to get our viewers on one of their Adventure World
Oh, well,
trips.
thank you very, very much. It's really appreciated. Thank you for having me, and thank you for listening to me ramble on about travel. It's such a wonderful thing to be able to do, to see the world and really make sure that we are seeing it in the right way. And particularly more than ever, the world is such a precious place for us all to share and enjoy, and to be able to make the most of it through the world of travel is very, very special. And I'm very happy to be part of it, and I know you are as well. So, yeah, I look forward to hopefully taking some of you away with us. And stay safe and well, and I'll hopefully see you all soon.
See ya. If you, our clients, have any questions in regards to these amazing trips with Adventure World, please do not hesitate to come to your local World travel store. Well, that's us for today. Please join us again next time for our next Rep Pep. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay well, and be kind.